I recently got a great suggestion in a comment to create a video about automated tests for Android. However, because this is such a broad topic, I decided to create a playlist where I'll begin by covering some of the main test types, and perhaps as time passes and I learn more tips and tricks related to automated testing, I'll go ahead and add more videos to this list. In this video, we'll begin exploring some of the main types of tests and their purpose, starting with why we write automated tests in the first place. Well, first, they help us prevent previously written code from breaking, which is known as a regression, and they also serve as documentation for our code. This means that a new team member can read through the tests to figure out how our program is intended to work. Here are the three main types of tests we'll cover in this series. Number one, unit tests. These evaluate the smallest pieces of code that can be isolated and tested. As an example, if we were building a calculator app, a unit would be something like the addition function, which takes two numbers and adds them together. These tests are typically considered more cost-effective and easier to implement, and so it is recommended to try to cover as many possible units in your code with these tests. On Android, we usually write unit tests with frameworks like JUnit and use mocking libraries like Mock-K or Mockito. Number two, integration tests. These test that the different components in our program work correctly when combined. For example, if we had a weather app that displayed the current weather conditions, as well as the forecast for the upcoming days, an integration test could check that when the user selects their preferred location, the current conditions and the forecast show accurate weather information for that location. This test would potentially cover the connection or integration between multiple components, such as A, accurately saving the user's preferred location, B, fetching weather data for that location, and C, if we switch locations, checking that the weather data is updated correctly. On Android, we usually write integration tests with frameworks like Espresso. Number three, end-to-end tests. These types of tests can evaluate entire screen or user flows from start to finish, simulating real-world scenarios. If you imagine that we have a shopping app, an end-to-end test would simulate a customer searching for a product, adding it to the cart, and going through the checkout flow. On Android, we usually write end-to-end tests using frameworks like Espresso or Appium. Okay, so this was a general overview of the main types of tests we'll be writing in this series. Stay tuned for the next video where we'll begin writing unit tests for our important to-dos app. Thank you so much for watching. Take care.